the chat up on my phone, which is, let's see here. Duolingo's telling me that I need to practice my Japanese. Let's see, Gordon Terribly. Look at my page, and here we are. All right, looks like it's live. It's running, sweet. Neil, happy birthday! Thank you very much, sir. It was pretty cool. We went up to Lone Pine, looked at the mountains for a little bit, and then just drove around. Had a nice day out at the house, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. All right, I think this is set up. What's funny is yesterday when I went out, I took my tripod with me that I usually have right here to hold my phone. So I gotta just set this up on the desk here somehow. Let me see if I can prop this thing up, or if I have a little tripod stand somewhere. If I do, that'd be very convenient, but I don't think I do. So real quick, I'm gonna set my alarm so I don't overdo it, because I started 100 projects today. I've been pretty freaking productive today, which is good. So I'll give myself an hour and 10. You can see me up in the corner, the live stream. Get some live stream feedback here. So hour and 10 minutes. Give myself a little buffer, just in case. Your audio is quite low. Okay, let me try to fix that here. Let me try to fix that. You know why? Let's see. It's on default. Okay, let's try that. Oops. Cancel, save, okay. Any better? Is that better? It looks like it might be better. I'll tell it in a second. I'm listening to the beginning. Look, there's me. Isn't that weird? This is like the delay. Sounds better, right? Okay. Sweet. I need to just hook up my other microphone. I got to find my USB connector so that I can do that. But what I've got to do now is take these headphones off of my head so that I don't listen to myself talk anymore, because that is annoying. I don't like, my voice sucks. All right. What am I going to do here? I'm going to prop this up in a shoe. Will that work? I think that'll work. It's gonna work. All right. So now my phone is. This is my phone holder right now. In the back is my Ultra. What the hell are these? I don't remember. This is some new pair of shoes I got. I like them. I haven't worn them that much though yet. I'll probably wear them tomorrow because I'm going into town and I don't know what the deal is. Hello, Kevin. Thank you very much. All right, so let's see if I can flip this around. I know I've got the audio might be different on this one. Audio output capture. Let's see, game capture. Try this. Looks like it's working. You guys still hear me okay? Looks like I can see the audio there. All right, let's go fly around. Hold on one second, there we go. Hey, cats. All right. Fly time. We're going to look at some more of these crazy levels on this thing. I haven't been competing with anybody or anything like that. So, what was the one? Dynamic Polyworld. No. Let's see here. Dynamic Polyworld. So it's like every time I come on here, new stuff. So cool. Poly Park Twisted. Let's try this one. This one looks. I don't think I've seen this one before. We'll give it a shot. Uh-oh, controller error. That's, you know why? Because the controller's not even on or plugged in. So here we go. Turning it on. Oh, welcome. Switch warning. Switches are in the wrong spot. Okay, so you can tell I'm unprepared. There was supposed to be a rocket launch tonight, which was supposed to happen on my birthday, and then it didn't. It got moved to today. Let's see if this works. All right, USB joystick. It's going to do it. Your controller appears to be shoot, hold on. Let me turn this off. Try this again. Try it one more time. I opened some weird menu by accident. Oh, see, this has some channels down there. Alright, I don't know what that means. Let's go. Plug it in. USB joystick. Okay. Alright, I don't know what this... I got this configuration thing, which... configuration wizard? I don't know what that is. It looks like it's flying okay. Oh, this level is lame looking. I have my controllers on my lap right now, which I've never done before. It's very strange. Ah. Okay, around it and over and through. Yeah, my controller's in a very weird spot. Oh my god. Yeah, this level just feels like I'm at the park or something. Hey, somebody set up some paintball stations to fly around. Cool. Oh, skipped it off the ground, but didn't crash. Alright, let's see. We'll go over here. Palm trees and stuff. I'm probably going to switch levels. This one is just not that exciting. It's not that exciting, guys. So yeah, anyway, let's see here. So yeah, today I moved a bunch of stuff around so I can. There's a section of my upstairs. I've done the floor in most of the house except for the master bedroom, and part of like the landing upstairs doesn't have the flooring done yet. So I moved all this crap out of the way and I started prepping the floor so I can start putting the laminate floors down, which is, it's not laminate floors, what is it? I guess it is laminate. It's like what's in here. It's exciting. But it's been without proper floor for a while, so it's like walking around on plywood all the time, and it looks like a construction zone for a long time. So now we're gonna have floors in there pretty soon. So today I started prepping the floors on the outside of the bedroom. There's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 feet outside, and then a little bit inside, and the floor, for some reason in our room there's like a beam that runs through the house, and we're on the second floor, and then the floor has like a bow in it, just at the beam. And I can't get it perfect, but I'm gonna do what I can to make it less dramatic so that the floors like flow over a little bit. It's gonna feel a little funky, but I can't make it perfect without like tearing up tons of stuff, which I just don't want to do. Not worth it. You'll never guess who put out my name for consideration. Uh-oh. Let me see. I got offered a corporate gig to do 3PO in Chicago. Oh, I'm guessing. I guess I know who. If it's that guy. He would never, ever in a million years recommend me for sure after all this stuff. Yeah, I'm curious as to... Open this thing. Yeah, he'll be super good to you until you get to... Like, you start getting, like SAG gigs for some reason. Uh-oh. Be careful. Be careful. Change track. Quads in space. Let's see here. I don't know if I did this one yet. This castle. No, but not him, but it was from, sorry, from the group. Huh. Let me see. It's literally the only beef I've got in the whole world. What sucks is like the last comment down, there's like this little heart icon, and it blocks on my phone. It blocks like the edge of the bottom comment just enough where I can't read it. How can I move this? Let me see if I can get this thing out of the way here. It's like just in the way. Brad from the group. That's cool. I know Brad's interesting. Um, I don't dislike him. He's very enthusiastic, which is good. But that's cool. That is very cool. Is it don't undersell it, man. If you're gonna do it, let me know what you want to charge. I'll tell you if it's enough, because some of these places pay like a ridiculous amount of money, and if they wouldn't even flinch at some of the prices. I've had people offer money to me that I wouldn't even think to ask for. It's so crazy. So I don't know if you took it already, but if you didn't, and they're asking you what the prices are, they'll pay you pretty well, almost always, for these things. Oh my gosh. So I would say at the very, very, very bare minimum, go look up like SAG rates for stunt performers for a day job. It's like 1,100 or 1,200 bucks a day or something. I would, if you're worried about it, I would just give a rate sheet like that, just to show kind of like what it is. And because if you're traveling, they're basically should pay you for the full day you're there, even if you only are in the suit for like 30 minutes. They really need to pay you for the whole day, and they need to pay you at least partial day rates for your travel days. Um, Usually, minimum half day rate, but some places will pay you like a lot for the like a lot for the appearance, and then they'll pay you like, you know, $1,000 a day for the travel days, which is awesome. And then obviously they should pay for your airfare and your per diem and all that stuff. And again, these places, like what seems like a lot of money to a normal person like me, is just like nothing for them. They won't even flinch. They're like, okay, give them throw a price out there, and I'm like, and they're like, they don't even hesitate, which means could usually ask for more. They're actually going to ask you what rate it would be for first. Never got paid for a Lucasfilm gig. Just treated real nice. Hotel. Never spent time in, but it crashed. Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, I feel like through like the costume groups, 501st Rebel Legion, they have this whole thing where it's like, they don't pay. It's for like a charity or whatever. But if it's corporate thing, is sort of like a different thing. It's usually pretty unofficial, and you're not doing it like some public thing where people are gonna see you out or whatever. And I typically try to make sure that that's a thing where I'm just not like representing the company in some way or anything like that. It's just usually like on an entertainment basis. But yeah, if it's a travel day, bare minimum, look at like the SAG spec sheet for, again, stunt performers, usually the same as like a suit performer price wise, and you can just give a sheet if you're worried about asking for too much, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, that's a pretty good reference. And it seems like when you just show them something that's kind of like, here's the industry standard, they can't argue it too much. Say, oh, this is what it is. I'm on a plane all day. I gotta like pack up all my stuff. Take my expensive suit on a plane. Risk it being broken by TSA. Risk it being lost. All this stuff. Um, and the thing that people take for granted, because we're like pretty thin dudes, but it is a thing where even if it's easy for you to do, which is pretty easy for me, but it is a thing. Like if I was eating like crappy, or I decided I want to do whatever, I couldn't do this. So you kind of like, potentially adjust your entire lifestyle around doing this character. So when you get a gig, that's a thing that they should consider. They're not just getting a random guy off the street that couldn't be in that costume. It's like pretty specific type of person that can be in there. and that's valuable. And you are one of those type of people, so just remember that. I got a per diem in New York City. Yeah, it's funny, like, I think a lot of times those gigs come up and it's like, well, how much is it? And then it's like, well, it's because it's through the group, gotta do it for free. And in LA, when I moved out here, it was such a different take on that. Like, you know, there's some things like the Hollywood Christmas Parade, like, no, we're not getting paid for that. We go do that for fun. But if it's like an event or, I don't know, like some events are paid events, and if there's a budget for it, or they want you to be like a performer, like you're gonna have like a part in the show specifically, and not just be like a photo op, they'll typically pay you. And even like, you know, Lucasfilm will even just be like, "What's your price?" and just pass it along to whoever's organizing the thing. But again, it's maybe more than a photo op kind of thing. Just depends on what it is, really. I put out like 200 per day, and he was quiet for a bit, and then said he thinks he can get me a lot more. So I think you're right about the, yeah. Oh yeah, dude, this is the thing. Like I did a private party for this couple, and the dude is a literal billionaire. The amount of money that I didn't even give them a price. The amount of money that they just offered me to like just be there, like, we can give you this much to just put it out up front, and it was just like way more than I would have even thought to ask. And I was like, oh my god. And it kind of made me feel like, okay, you know, maybe this is what they're used to paying for entertainment. So it was just like, okay, and you know, they had all these people there, just crazy amounts of entertainment. And I've had a few gigs like that where they just throw so much money at you without even trying. So then it makes you like, anytime something else comes up, like I know what I've made before, so you could push pretty hard if you wanted to. And that would probably be a fun thing too. It's like, you got to also, you know, minimum 1,200 per day, minimum, I would say, bare minimum. And you could probably get 5 times that much if you wanted, or more. And you probably wouldn't even think twice about it. Just be like, okay, it's not even a, you know, they've got billions of dollars. $5,000 is like nothing, and they're making that money back in seconds, very literally. So, like, some of the entertainment these places have is just so over the top. But yeah, I would definitely go in that range. Pay for the travel days, you know, food expenses, and definitely, obviously, your airfare and all that stuff. And the thing is too, is that as long as all of us are kind of like in the same ranges, then, like, if, you know, if I can't do a gig and I pass it along, or you can't do a gig and you pass it along, let's say you give it to Bennett or Dan Heisey or whoever, and we all kind of like have a similar price range, and it doesn't feel like someone's trying to rip anybody off. It's kind of like the same deal, which is good, I think. And it doesn't have to be the same, but, you know, within a similar range, I think it's fair. If someone goes in there like, I'll do it for free, then it like changes the whole thing. And again, like, I do plenty of things that are free as well, so it's not like I need to be like a curmudgeon or something. But a lot of these corporate events they're I don't know. Private parties and corporate events are not my favorite things to do, and I try to keep them pretty down low. Oh. No, good time. Also, where the heck does Brad live? Does he know those people? Was that like corporate thing? Does he live in Chicago? Where is he at? Also, I don't know if you've been to Chicago, but Chicago's pretty fun. this. All right, I'm gonna see if I can, how long I can get around this board, and then if I can get through here without crashing. Oh, there we go. Second I said don't crash, I crashed. Oh yeah, you gotta have a handler, 100%. They'll pay for your handler too, and they might not pay as much, but they'll definitely, you definitely do a thing. Exactly, Kevin's right. People get grabby, and especially if it's like parties or corporate events, there's always like some drunk dumbass that just wants to like shake you or like give you a big ass pat on the back really hard and like knock off your back panel of your suit, crack it like mine right now. It's got to chip off the whole corners missing because somebody went, oh, 3PO, and then knocked the thing off. And I was like, cool. And sometimes your handler can't catch it because you don't know they're going to do that. But, you know, having someone there to keep some people from like being too rough with you in there is good. Let's change tracks. Temple of Doom, we saw that. Tesseract, we saw those. Those are confusing. We Bleed, WWR. What is this? All right, well, look at this. I look like I'm outside of a freaking LA Fitness. All right. No, it's just a big office building. Okay, how do I get in? Is this one of those ones where I'm like stuck outside until I crash? Oh my gosh. Oh, what is that? Is that a way in? Got one open window. Yay! Oops, immediately crashed inside. Good time. Wow, look at that. What the hell? Whoa. So, I don't know if you guys have been on here before, but every once in a while there will be a level where it feels like my drone is real sensitive. And this one kind of feels like that. I don't know if the thing is, everything is scaled slightly small, so all the movements I do just feel way faster. Anyway, this board's kind of lame. Let's go somewhere else. Week 07. Get all these things. Whoop Cube Madness. Quads and spurs. Ooh, oil rig. Let's check this one out. Holy cow. Boy, this one took a minute to load. Alright, I'm under the ground. This is interesting. Alright. Oh, wow. Did I do this one already? Yeah, I think I did. Look how huge this board is. Yep. Alright. Flying around. Pretty good. But yeah, when is your Chicago thing? That sounds pretty cool. Oh my god, I made it out the window. Oh. There's like a lot of stuff to not smash into here. Oh my god. Alright. This is one of those levels too. It's really big, so almost opposite of the last one where it takes a minute to get to anything, and then it feels like you can move. You're moving in slow motion because everything is gigantic. Oh. Oh my god. And down. Oh my god. How have I not crashed out yet? Oh jeez. Well, that wasn't a good thing. You hear that? I hit my tablet by accident, almost freaking threw my laptop off of the table. That was great. I think Brad lives in Chicago. The gig is going to hire him, but his suit isn't done and won't be done in time. I didn't realize he was going to wear that thing. I've seen him working on the stuff, but to be honest, I don't know what he looks like. I've seen him post for a while, but I don't know what he looks like off the top of my head. Maybe I've seen his picture and I don't remember it. You know, I see all his 3PO posts. I've seen his files. Like he puts stuff up on Etsy. He's got some 3PO files on there that I've come across that were like the sequel, kind of like sequel suit. Oh, I just did it again. Sequel suit modded, kind of looking torsos and stuff. But I did not realize he was going to be wearing his suit. Very interesting. Curious. I haven't seen his progress on it in a little while either. All right, let's get another track. Change track. Ooh, that's your fun house. I feel like I did this one, but I don't remember what it looks like. Don't remember what it looks like. Oh, I'm falling. Look at this. Oh god, this is one of these big indoor ones. Hey, let's just make a giant box you can't get into. I'll fly around the whole place. This place is massive. Can I go on the roof? Is that what the deal is? Oh yeah, there it is. Gotta fly. I remember this one. I did not like this one. Oh my god. Alright, let's see. I'll be inside, maybe? Nope. Still on the roof. Okay, forget this one. I hate it already. Hate it. So fun. I worry about suits that are entirely resin printing. I worry about them breaking. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. There's some of the mixes are pretty sturdy. I did like a while back. I did a set of hands, and I used what was it? I used Soraya Tech, the ABS like mixed with their Soraya Tech Tenacious, and they were pretty durable. Like in the video, you can see I printed them very, very thin, and they're flexible. So I did the fingers really thin, and I don't think I printed hand plates for this. I meant to print hand plates, and I don't think I ever finished them for some reason. I think I just did the fingers. And when did I do that? Sorry, I can't remember. It might actually, my RE7 here might have those fingers on it. I can't remember. I think I did them around that same time, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was pretty durable. But it gets to that thing where it becomes fragile, and maybe like if I did them, it hits this weird limit where to print them thick enough to be like sort of durable, it's too heavy in my opinion. It's too thick. And if it's thinner, then it's like chances of shattering are higher. But some of the newer, like more flexible, if you printed it just in Tenacious, probably wouldn't break. But I don't know how long that stuff is good for. Like I just don't know how long it holds up. I have no idea. And if it were me, and I like to do things in multiple steps, I would just print it really thin and then fiberglass it. Even if I did it in resin, I might do a resin print just to like keep it clean, but I would do it really thin, like 2 mil thick or less, and then do a layer of fiberglass on the inside just to help it out. And it would be like epoxy fiberglass. It wouldn't be polyester resin. Let's change tracks here. I'm getting carried away. 96% snowblower. Did I see this one already? I must have. This is a weird name. Maybe I did. Look at this. This is craziness. Yeah, I want to do. I want to make a set of my new arms in that mix, like the Tenacious mix with the ABS. Like I feel like they might work, but now that I think I've got the arms dialed, I would like to mold them so that I can make them out of resin, but it'd be like a cord mold, inner and outer. And as far as like the original trilogy arms, I'm pretty sure that they were spun aluminum, kind of like how you make like a coffee, not a coffee can, like a you buy something. But I'm trying to see if I got an example around here. But essentially like how they made R2's dome and stuff. Like I've seen a bunch of cylindrical shaped items that are made that way, and I was like, I am betting that 3PO's arms are made like that because I've looked at them in person. I cannot see any seam lines, and I'm like, I think they spun these. And then where the little elbow flange meets, just the way it's shaped, it doesn't look like it's welded, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how they did this. So I really want to make a set of metal arms, and I'm trying to figure out if I can do spun aluminum on a wood lathe. So I've seen some people do some pretty decent results with that. But until I can do that, I will probably make a set of resin arms, and I don't mean resin printed. Like I'll probably resin print the master, and then mold them and then cast them out of a semi-rigid urethane. I think that would be really, really good for durability's sake. Let me see here. Evening. Hello, John. Let me see. I want to spill some. How did you book Skeleton Crew with you know who trying to block you from working? Well, so let's see. I think that some of the stuff that he was passing along, I think people started to realize that it wasn't true back around the time when Kenobi was being shot. Because during the Kenobi shoot, I had multiple people recommending me for the show. And then they're going to a specific person that was like in charge of kind of hiring, you know, these types of people like us. And he had been told something untrue. I don't want to say too much detail here, but he'd been told something untrue by the you-know-who, and the word would get back to me like, oh, he was told he couldn't use you, whatever, which is not accurate. And the reasons he was giving for not being able to was not accurate. So, you know, and I heard that multiple times. I heard that on Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, start of Ahsoka. So it was, yeah, just not cool. But before the end of Book of Boba, or sorry, before the end of Kenobi, that same person who was not hiring me because of what he had heard from someone else called me directly to ask if I would be available for a scene. And then I think that he just got word from people he trusted that all what he was hearing was not true. So he didn't give me the details on why, but I knew what he was saying otherwise. And then when this whole thing came up, it was happened 2 times actually that they contacted me, and then one time the scene that they wanted to shoot with me ended up getting canceled because it was just like a pickup scene, and I guess they decided not to do it. And then another time it was like, hey, you're going to be filling in for someone else. And then I called me, got all this information, and we were going to like work out the days. And then man, I wanted to like say this whole thing outside. But then they said something on the phone, and I was like, oh, there we go. I bet in like 15 minutes they're going to call and say that they found someone else to do it, or they found a way to like fill this person's shoes. And sure enough, they did. I think when the word got back that I was going to be the person doing it, the person that I was going to be doubling for kind of freaked out, told them, just panicked and got somebody else. Anyway, so the whole thing is the people that initially weren't hiring me because of what they had heard were now reaching out to me on a friendly level and like, oh, we hope to work with you in the future, or this kind of thing. So that was kind of like that moment. And then on Skeleton Crew, I got booked for the droid through Mike Senna. He got me the part for the droid scene, and because I had submitted my droids for the other shows, and you know, I've got it. My RE7 is much more accurate than the ones that they've been using. Those ones are terrible in every way. If you're going to do a full breakdown like I did back when Rogue One came out, I will be glad to do it. But Mike Sitter brought me in for that. But the Clatoonian part, I got basically through just a casting agency, and a friend of mine was like this is, you know, everything's like code named, and it was super code named. It was, you know, the coding for the show was Grammar Rodeo, but the code name for casting was called George. So if you saw a casting come up for George, it was for Skeleton Crew. And then when you got on Skeleton Crew, all the paperwork said Grammar Rodeo. So, you know, keeping it secret. And I was working on Unfrosted, that shoot with Jerry Seinfeld. And we had lunch, and I was in this crazy costume, and I was with like a bunch of these people that I've been with on like Dungeons and Dragons, and then Rebel Moon, and then Unfrosted, and something else. And so it's like the same 4 or 5 people that I'm always with, and they're like, "You gotta go." Like, we got to lunch, and they're like, "Oh, right now, this casting, you're gonna want to submit for this. Like right now, do it." And I was like, "I'll do it when I get done." They're like, "No, no, do it right now." I was like, "Oh, okay, what is it?" And they're like, "It's Star Wars." And I was like, "Oh," because it's under George, but you know this casting place doesn't have anything to do with who. So they just looked at my resume and submitted me, and then I got the part for that Platoonian, and that got me the part for the Athorian, which again I don't know if we even see me in there, but I'll look and see. So that was through a different place, but when I got that, I was already in talk with doing the RA7 droid, but we started shooting scenes with the Platoonian, and all the people that had been trying to get me in the shows, on the other shows, a lot of people that were working on like Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Kenobi, all those shows were on this as well. A lot of people from Legacy Effects, and a lot of my friends who had been recommending me, they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're here, this is great." And I think it just sort of, cleared up some things. So anyway, I don't know if that explains anything. It was very long-winded of me, I know, but I'm trying to fly a drone and talk at the same time and fill every available moment with noise. Oh, and it crashed at the same time. Yeah, what a jerk is correct. I mean, in so many ways, it's hard to even express them all here. You wouldn't even believe it. And I'm only telling you the tiny little bit of stuff. This is like a tiny little snippet. But anyway, yeah, so that's how I got on there, is through those people. And so, like, depending on those shows, there's like a few ways that people get hired. Like, if, like, for example, Legacy Effects, they'll have a handful of people that they use regularly, and if you're in their handful of people and they make something that fits you, then you might get a part. And sometimes it's just like, here we have life body forms for like these 6 people, like a real tall guy and like short people, and then like a normal sized guy, and then like a skinny guy that's like 6'4". And so you kind of have like those people, and if they want a character that fits on one of those forms, then that actor will probably get hired. So it's really a valuable thing to have your life cast kicking around at some shops, because people will hire you just because it's cheaper for them. They don't have to, like, they can sculpt it on you and then you just get the job. It's like that easy. They might find someone else that it'll fit, but if you're available and they're sculpting it on you and they already trust you, then it's just that easy. And then for casting, you'll have like people with their faces. Like, look at these bunk beds. Oh shit. You'll have like people with their uh, broke through the BS. Yeah, it took a while. I mean, it's still like I feel like now, having so many people that have actually seen me on the set now and that kind of thing was good. Unfortunately, it's like they're not really going to be shooting Star Wars here anytime soon. They're moving everything over to England and stuff. So, if they bring shows back, it'll be good, because at least now I can be like, well, I worked on this one. It makes it, once you're on one, it makes it a lot easier to get on one of the other ones. And you got to go in there and not screw up, but like they're they're really secretive. It's super, if you're out there giving out spoilers and stuff beforehand, or talk about it online, or posting photos and stuff that you shouldn't post. Now the thing is, they took, for all the days that I was a Platoonian, I was basically background character, even though I worked like tons of days, fittings, wore hot costumes in tons of scenes, still background. So they treat you like you're a peasant. They take away your phone and stuff. They lock it up in a little bag, and then you can't have your phone. But if you're principal, like when I did my droid day and I got a principal part, you can have your phone on set and do whatever, walk around, email people, whatever. But I don't know what it is. For some reason, they just trust you a little more. But they're really, 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 really tight-lipped on stuff, and it's pretty scary. And in Marvel's like that too. I did Multiverse of Madness, and it was when I got there, the NDA I had to sign was like scary. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I didn't even know what I was shooting on yet. It was called Stellar Vortex, I think was the name of the code name for that. And they were shooting that at Manhattan Beach Studios, which is where they shoot all the Star Wars stuff. So when I got that gig, I thought I was going to be on a Star Wars show. I didn't know like which show it was for. I just thought like, oh, maybe this is one of the new Star Wars series that's being filmed. And I get there, and it was like, all Disney stuff, check in, and all the Disney whatever, but it was Marvel. I had no idea I was going to be on doing Doctor Strange instead of Star Wars. So it wasn't Star Wars, which is a little bummer, but it was Marvel, which is really cool. And it was a very, very fun shoot. But same thing, very, very strict. That's what the way I got the Ithorian role for the day. Apparently, the person who was in the costume who got originally booked, and he'd been on like multiple other days as an Ithorian, got caught taking pictures around the place, and they ejected him. So, and that was like a weird shoot too, because it was super fun still. It's the Star Wars, and much of the creature handler people was like my friend Andrea and Jasper. Jasper Anderson, super talented guy, works at like Henson and all this. They were there doing like creature wrangling and stuff. So they were my friends, but like all the other normal people that I was like checking in with every day during the whole duration of the shoot were basically like not there. It was a different crew. So almost, you come in and you've been there for weeks and weeks, and then everybody, and you have a routine, and now you get there and it's like they treat you like you've never been there before and act like you're a dumb child. You're like, I've been here. I shot on this shoot for freaking forever. What's happening? Da-da-da. Oh, shoot. I literally just looked at my phone and my battery just died. So my phone just died. Let me switch over here. Oh yeah, it just vibrated. Let's see. I can see my comments on this screen here. I'm going to check over here. So this means you won't tell us if you are showing up in Andor Season 2. I am not showing up in Andor Season 2. I can tell you I'm not. They filmed that in England. So any of the stuff shot in the UK, I didn't have anything to do with, unfortunately. That said, apparently Lee Towersy put out a post. I need to email them because the creature shop there is looking for people that can do all kinds of stuff. And I don't, it's in England, so the chances of me getting that gig are pretty slim, but I can do a lot of different things. So I feel like if they're really backed up and they need help, they want to fly me out. I would love to work on some of this new Star Wars stuff out there. So I need to actually, tonight, before I go to bed, I think I'm going to type up a thrifty email to Neil Scanlon over at the Creature Shop in UK. Probably won't lead to anything, but I won't know if I don't try. Oh, freaking crashing everywhere. Oh my god, I'm still flying. See that? I took my hand off the remote because I thought that I was crashed out. And if I start talking about crashing out, I crash out. Let's change tracks. Holy cow. This phone is totally dead. Do I have a charger in here so that I can put this thing on charge while I am waiting? I'm going to go throw this on the charger in my other room. 1 second, please. 1 second. I will be back in a moment. Get my background centered up better so you're not looking at my unfinished part of the wall. That's lame. All right, back in a moment. Whew. Okay. All right, I'm back. Ta-da! Yeah, so no Andor season 2, unfortunately, because you don't want any freaking Americans screwing up their system over there. Let's see, which one's good? Jumanji, Oil Rig, Maya Temple of Proximity. Oh my God, look at this. Well, oh my God, immediate crash. Cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, maybe I did see it. This is another one where it feels like I'm going so fast. Okay. Yeah, I think what it is they must scale things smaller. And then the things I'm used to looking at in another board are scaled down. So it feels like it's going much, much faster around them. Oh my God. See this? Can't fly. No good. Yeah, but Andor, I would love to work on the Andor series. The first season was, of all the Star Wars shows, definitely my favorite of the shows. I really liked it. I'm very much looking forward to the second season. And all the movies since Disney took over, Rogue One is by far my favorite of all those movies. It's so good. And, unpopular opinion, but I actually really like Solo too. I liked Rogue One and Solo the most. And then that was kind of it. But and then the shows. Let's see. Yeah, the Andor. The first season, Mandalorian, was pretty fun, but there's something like a little disjointed about the way the Mandalorian episodes are, and it's fun, but each one is kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it's on purpose. I don't think it's a mistake, but they just feel like here to here, then here to here, then here to here, then here to here. It doesn't feel like how Andor felt like. You had 4 episodes of like building up to, this whole thing. They gotta escape. They gotta escape that like prison factory place, and then there's like another build up to the end when all the villagers like fight off the whatever those Imperial dudes or whatever, First Order, the Imperial guys, and man, that was real cool. I like that a bunch. I like the slow build. I think kind of like the characters really digging in there. I like that. Um, and then like with the shows, I fortunately I really did like Skeleton Crew, which I've worked on plenty of things that I thought were stupid, but I actually really like Skeleton Crew a lot. And I'm glad because you never know. You work on these shows and then you see some of them, you're like, it's not my favorite. They could have done 50 other things here, and for some reason they chose not to. And I like that. And then I never finished The Acolyte. I watched like 2 episodes, maybe 3. Maybe I started the 3rd episode, but I haven't finished it, so I don't really know what happens. All I know is I did a Hyundai commercial. Hyundai. In December. And the main girl that was in the scene I was in is she was in Acolyte, and they like flew her to England and they put her up in this whole thing, and I was like, really? And I hadn't seen the show enough to know, like I didn't recognize her from or anything, but apparently she was on like a bunch of like multiple episodes with like the witches or whatever, the moms on the mom planet, and she was like friends with one of the producers, and they're like, oh, you'd be a great fit for this, and then flew her all the way out from U.S. and put her up in a house for the duration of the shoot. It's pretty crazy. which seems, I don't know, like I don't know. Maybe stuff happens, but a lot of times in these shows, like the secondary characters have like 3 lines, if that. It's like, hey, blah blah blah, and then they never say another thing, and you just see them around. And it's crazy to think they would bring someone all the way over from the United States to do that. I mean, it's cool. It's cool for her, but also weird, maybe expensive, considering, all right, let me check in the chat. Sorry. When you say print shoulder ring, when you print your shoulder rings, the ones that turn, do you have to print supports under the tabs? Nope. I made them so the supports. Let me see. I might have one. I got one right here. No. Let me see if I can show you close up. Let me switch over to freaking me view. So let me see if I can get it in camera. So focus. Don't look at me. Come on, camera. So there's no supports. Everything is no supports. They have a pretty dramatic angle, but it's like right at the cusp of needing supports, but it doesn't need them. They come out smooth. Focus. Come on. Can you see that little? See the little edge right there? So they print this side down like this orientation, and no supports needed. And then the same on this one. I don't know if you can see underneath, but there's little tabs under here. They are, let me see if I can angle this in a way. It's hard to see it, but they're angled on the bottom too, and no supports. You guys, if you've been here, you know I've been printing Dave Moog's 8D8 model, and I've got, right now currently I'm up to the hips. So I've got the full legs printed. I started the feet, got the full legs printed. I'm on the hips are going to be printing tonight. So by tomorrow, I should be hopefully moving on to the torso by tomorrow. And then a torso, neck, I have the head around here somewhere. Got a head. But the files need so many supports. It makes me nuts. There's so many pieces that could have very, very, very easily been changed to need no support material, and it's just hurts me. And I've done all these things. I've cut pieces up in ways that I would typically wouldn't want to, just to avoid supports or minimize them a little bit. And it's just been like nightmarish. And I think I am, like, the files are great. He did a great job on them, but they're just everything's combined in like too many pieces. I would rather have like 10 times the amount of parts and have them just print really nice and each one like locks together. But yeah, supports make me nuts. Clever. I'm doing model my own based on your design. I got ideas for a fully modular design. Yeah, I'm curious. I'll put the ones I have, like, so the ones that have the magnets in them, the ones that are on 3PO here now. I don't know if I have the model for that still. I think I might have just taken the model and modified it, because it almost works, and I was like, oh man, this would be better if this was a little different. And then I was like, well, if I'm gonna do this, then I don't even need to bother, because initially when I made the ones with the magnets, I was going to make them where the hinge had a disconnect from the top, so you could like take the shoulder bell off and then put it on, and the hinge would have like a pin and magnets and locked it in, so it would swing, but the forces against that shoulder hinge are not in a way where they would come undone easily unless you like lifted it all the way up and pulled it out. And then the rotating part would stay on the suit, and then they could have the magnets for the whole thing. But it ended up kind of just being a little bit of overkill. Like it's almost good, but not quite. And then I just thought that my original design was more simple and works. It just works so well. And I modded this a little bit compared to like the RA7. Where is he at? Right here. The shoulders are almost like this. And you can see, like in the show, what's cool is when I go walking off, the shoulders don't flap around on little Velcro straps. They rotate. I'm real proud of that, because those flappy shoulders, yeah, the worst. But on this, I don't know if you can see this here. I think I might have mentioned it in my shoulder video. I put little spots here where I want to try those elastic little straps in between the shoulder bell and the shoulder ring, so that it still can. It has a little bit of hinge to it, so you can, if you lift it, it'll lift up, but those little bands will like pull it back into place, kind of like the magnets would. But then I could keep all of this stuff, this whole side of the shoulder and this whole side of the ring, just removed for shipping. So when I go places, I can just, I'm wearing it, and then when I go to take it off, I just can take it apart. And it's been so sturdy. I used it for like 5 years with this one of these setups, and it never messed up. And I really like that. So I'm into this design. And I think I can do a version that's just like this, but metal, and have them just cut into rings that I just have holes in them that I basically kind of rivet together. I basically would do force a little metal nail through and sand them off, and it would like hold all the pieces, but they would interlock exactly like this, but they'd just be metal. And I think I could go to Cut Send or Big Blue Saw or one of those places and just have them cut, and I could assemble them, as opposed to like trying to machine out the whole weird shapes, which wouldn't be bad either. But I don't know. I think either way it could work. I actually like your Velcro magnet combo floppy arm when you need it. Good luck when you don't. Again, it almost worked. I put that Velcro on in a pinch because I couldn't get the shoulder thing to quite work right. Because if the shoulder little hinge was like, you know what it was? Is it didn't work wrong, but I wasn't confident in it, and I got a gig that I had to go to like in days from the time I put that on the suit, and then this thing came up, and I was like, I gotta have something I can wear, and I wasn't confident that the hinge wouldn't break. I could see it getting a lot of stress when I would move certain ways, and it lifted up. The whole thing rotated. It lifted up. Magnets held it down, and that was great. But I want the lift without the potential that it could flop loose. There's like a thing. I could show you some photos when I did this thing in Miami, and I had like 2 photos where the shoulder lifted and then the arm had rotated in a funky way. It looked really strange, like the hinge, where the hinge would be like all the way at the back, and the shoulder had like lifted up, and then it wouldn't reset itself right because it had flopped over so far. And fortunately my wife caught it and was able to like get it fixed. But it's just like that freaks me out. If it had the hinge, it wouldn't do that, or even if it had the little bands, it wouldn't do that. So it's a whole thing. I mean, I'll put the thing up. I can put those up. I'd rather put those, the shoulder files on my Patreon. I'll try to upload them. I still haven't uploaded the last pair of shorts. I have like a little, the 2-piece ones I was doing the other like a few days ago are basically done, but I got to fix one little thing that I right when I was getting ready to upload them, I saw it. If I could get even a base model of the shoulder ring, I can show you my idea. My idea would be make the shelf that the rings sit on modular and separate from the torso. I'd have to see it. I don't quite understand. I think I know what you mean, but I'm not 100%. If I get even base models of the shoulder ring. How big? I don't know how big the shoulders are. I know everybody scales Jesse's suit. Do you, like, if you measure the diameter, like you take not like of the actual ring, like what's the diameter at the widest point on Jesse's in inches, if you know? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna do a lap here while we're talking because my time is coming up here. I've got like a few minutes left of flying time before I have to switch back into motion. I'm gonna do change track. But down. Let me go back over here. Switch to myself. Yay, track mode. All right. Let's see. Nighttime Neon. Nick Burns. Wildwood Center. Adams Family. Bando Mall. I think the Bando Mall one doesn't really look like a mall. Welcome to the Jungle. I feel like I did this one. Whoa. Oh yeah, this one's pretty. I think this one's kind of cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I did this one before. Pretty cool. Yeah, once I coat the floors and stuff, I might pop back on here tonight. And I have this giant list of stuff I gotta do. I gotta get a couple of the other files back on Patreon. I gotta finish the shorts templates for the what do they call it, for the droid foam shorts, and I saw the stuff before, but it is essentially like a printable. It almost comes out like EVA foam, but it's printable, and it looks like it'd be really good candidate for doing the droid shorts, and it's like seems like it holds its shape better and it's less like rubbery than TPU, but it has the flex of like a foam short. But the rolls of the filament are like $50 a roll, $55 a roll, which is not bad. I think if you have everything locked down and your models are really good, I think that's actually totally fair. But I feel like if it was like $30 a roll, it would be better off. But I think there's only like one company that makes this stuff, as far as I know, and I gotta look at the name. I got a screenshot of it the other day because maybe I'll pick some up. But I feel like that would be another good candidate for flexible shorts that you could just print. It will look just like, the other printable ones, but they are already essentially a foam material, which would be sweet. Oh god damn it. So yeah, I gotta get those done. There's too many things, and got like 5 other things for the Patreon page, but I've been working on the house a whole bunch, which is kind of like mess with my Patreon time a little bit. But I'll get this floor installed, and then it'll be good. I'll feel a little bit better about things. My stomach just did the craziest thing. You ever see Dumb and Dumber when they give, was it Lloyd gives the other one the turbo lax? My stomach goes. Whoa. My stomach just did that. So something interesting might be happening in about 10 minutes. We'll see. Let's see here. Let me go back to the questions. Where did my thing go? OBS Studio. Here we go. At 105, the rings are 6.71 inches. Okay. 170 milliliters. So interesting. They are a little bit big, so that comes out slightly bigger than the screen used for the shoulder ring. Mine are 6 5/8 diameter at the widest point, which is 6 5/8 is how big the screen used ones are along the outer part here, and then the inner. Let's see what the inner circle is on mine. The inner one on mine is 5 3/4 about for the inner diameter. I get a better measurement without the thing, but yeah, 6 5/8 outer screen. That's the size of the screen used parts, and then the inner on mine is 5 3/4, I believe. So if that's helpful to you. For now. Yeah, outer diameter of these is 6 5/8 for the screen use 6 5/8, and I've made mine to fit the screen use size, and the ones the TK409 parts are 7-inch diameter. They look ridiculous. Makes me nuts. Whenever I see them, I'm like, ugh, the worst. I mostly just want to see the way the tabs model. Hey, hang on there a second. Let me look and see. Maybe I can show you. Stay on here. You know what? I'm gonna ditch the drone. We're gonna be just called drone practice over for now. Oops, I don't want to cancel this. Hold on a second. Almost turned off OBS Studio. Where'd my drone simulator go? Did I close it already? Oh no, there it is. Sorry. And I'm gonna close the drone simulator. Close this folder. Now, all right. Give me a second. I'm gonna open Fusion, and we're gonna look. Oh god damn it! Sorry, I opened the wrong thing. I just opened Prusa Slicer when I meant to open Fusion 360 because the icons are orange and my brain is done. Okay, Fusion is opening up here, and we'll open the shoulders here. I'll see. Maybe I still have the magnet one. I may have it and maybe like partially modded. We'll look in the file. You can see like, there's like a bunch of versions buried in there, and we can see like which ones are which. Let me see here. Is Fusion open yet? And it is. I still got to update. There's like a Fusion's updating the way that they do their file management, and I've been using it the same way for years and years. Shoulder ring redesign. I might have another file in here since this one. I'm opening it now. Let's see. All right. Okay. Let me share my screen here. Go back to this one. Display and turn off game. Oops, we don't want to lose me. Hi, I'm back. Game capture. We don't need that. All right, let's go to Fusion. All right, so we have this. And, see this? Moving to fully featured hubs. Making changes. And I'm scared to move my stuff because I have all these files. See all my cool files over here? All my stuff I'm working on. And once I move them, I hope they don't get lost. Because that would be bad. All right, let's close this. So here is the shoulder ring. Hope you guys can see this. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to look around. See all my stuff I'm working on, RA7s and whatnot. All right, shoulder ring. I'm assuming you guys can see this. I can't see the comments while it's open. So let's see here. These are my cutters. This is kind of I think this is the initial hinge design. And this inner ring here, this is equivalent the ring that is connected to. Do I have this backwards? No, yeah, this is right. So this outer ring here is the ring that. Why did it just do that? Did I accidentally connect everything together? Jeez, maybe I did. I feel like I merged something by accident. So I've done so many modifications to this thing that that's so weird. Sorry. All right, so let me do a cross section here just so you can see what the heck is going on. So this is, can you see this? That is the profile they have. Let me just go to right view. So that's kind of my profile of the angle, the overhang when I print it. And this is not, that's a bearing one because I was going to do some with bearings. This is the other side, and I'll hop up in there and you see how the draft is on the tabs. And so you'll see this tab has that slot. That slot will fit a little zip tie. So the hinge, I was going to basically make the hinge zip tie on, and then it had a cap that popped over. That was one of my ideas. So this little thing, a zip tie would fit in there and it would not interfere with the function of the shoulder ring. And then these guys here were my little test for my elastic, or like I can't remember how I did them like this. Some reason, some smart reason at the time that I'm forgetting. This is, what is this? This might be like a bearing race or something. Something else. Let me see if I have old versions. Hinge block. Okay, you show it. Where is it? So this is kind of my initial hinge design. Cutters. There's the ring. Oh, magnetic. Where does it say that? Let me see which one. Let's do this. Sorry, I'm kind of like, I haven't looked at this in a little while. So isolate. Okay, so this is the same one we looked at before, I think. This is my original one. So this is like the one that was on my suit for a long time. Same design, kind of the inside is the same design, but you can see it doesn't have all the holes on the outside, and the tolerances are just a little, they're a little tiny bit tight. It still worked fine, but the new one, I loosened everything just a little bit. It just turns much easier than the first one. First one still worked fine. It was just a little snug. Let's see here. This is, sorry, I'm trying to see if I have the one with the magnet still. This was my backup ring that I kept in my kit. The one, I think I showed it on my video, where it's basically a solid ring, just a floppy shoulder, not the magnet version. Literally doesn't rotate, just a floppy shoulder. This is in case something totally breaks and I'm in a vent, I can throw this on there and kind of make it by. I've never had to use them. I've been in my case for a couple years and I've never ever had to use them. And this is a profile for the bearing version. So this is the bearing, the channel where the bearings go. Yeah, sometimes I do have it. Look at this. Let me go back. Sorry. So yeah, this is some hybrid version of it, because this one has the bearings, like these little slots basically would hold a bearing in each one, and I think I did it so that the bearing had very little contact on the edges, so when you turned it, the bearing would still spin in there, but it was sort of locked in place, because what happens is when you have a bunch of bearings, when you turn it, if you don't have a bearing spacer inside, they will pile up, and sometimes they kind of like bind in spots. And so this was like a test version I did, and don't know why it's like this. Sometimes stuff is strange. Oh my God! Look at all these things. Yeah, let's do a show all. This is gonna be this stream is going off the rails immediately. Show all. Let's see. Show all. Okay. You can see all these. These are probably bearings. What is this? Shoulder side spacer 2024. Okay, so so this is the part that's supposed to, this little guy is supposed to mount on the shoulder of the droid. Oh my God, how many of these do I have? This is confusing. In this part, can I show this? When I did my fiberglass 3PO suit, this guy right here, it's the original castings that I have one side has the shoulder flare, and like it's just like the real one, where the back of my casting has the actual ring on the side and the front has the shoulder ring on this side, which means that the tab that's inside that the shoulders go onto is like all moshed, like messed into that casting of the shoulder ring. I don't know if that makes any sense. So when I made my fiberglass suit, I don't have like a finished mold. Like typically, what I really need to do is take a really good casting out of my mold, get it all cleaned up and perfect, and then remold it so I can do fiberglass ones. But it's expensive, it's ridiculous, and I really don't want to sell them to anybody. So when I made mine, I cut those shoulders off, and I needed a ring on the inside of the shoulder. So this was my shoulder ring that I fused into my suit. So on my fiberglass suit, the interior ring that holds the shoulder ring on is a 3D printed part that I have basically like fiberglassed into my fiberglass suit, if that makes sense. I don't even know if anybody's even watching this. Let me go see what's going on here. Da-da-da. Sorry, I got to go back to my comments. And cutting forbid, even if you want to see me step file for the base model, no magnets or adjustments would be a huge help. Yeah, I could. Let me see here. I might upload some of these things. You can see it's like kind of a crazy mishmash, and I'm constantly, I'll get an idea on like what I need to do to change these, and I'll copy the folder. That's why I have all these different folders with like multiple versions, because I don't want to lose the old one, but I typically will sometimes start to mod them and then be like, oh, I should probably save it before I go too far. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can. Jeez, dude. Sorry. How many of these do I have? Old profile. Oh, those. Let me see here. Find a browser. Torso flange. I'm gonna hide that. Okay. Okay, so this is the one with the magnets. Shouldering accurate scale. Isolate. Yeah, that's the generic one. We don't want that. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. This shit's I don't know what I'm looking at. There's okay. This is the bearing race one. Shoulder inner. That is reference blocks. Reference. That's the feeder tube for my bearings. Let me see. Sorry, I'm going down the thing here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the magnet one. This is the magnet one. So we might be set now. So the way this went together is, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save out. Let me see if I have the ring that hooks to the shoulders here. Sorry, I'm looking here. If I have the shoulder side ring from this, I'll just save these out real quick and I'll send them to you so you could print them or whatever you want to do. You're probably gonna have to math out how big they are to make them fit your suit. So there's supposed to be a little block up here. Is this it? Part of it? Can't remember how I did this. Let's see. There's the ball insert. Now, the thing is, if you scale this, the ball bearings will not fit properly. I can't remember if this one takes airsoft BBs or if it takes regular BB gun BBs. I don't know. Is this it? Sorry. See, this looks like the shoulder side thing, but I don't think this has the. I might have changed this. Isolate? Yeah, this is not the right one. Isolate. So there's a side like this, like a ring just like this. Again, I may have modded this. This might be. I may have messed it up. Oh my god, did I just. Oh, I did. Okay, I'm gonna real quick. Let me see. Isolate. And I'm gonna save these out as OBJ files, and I'll just put them up, and I'll just put them on the Patreon page as just like a download, and you can grab them if you want. And then I'll just say experimental shoulder. It's not really a final thing, so feel free to do what you want. I will look for this other ring, but okay, let me do this right now. I'm gonna do this. Save as mesh. STL. What is it called? Shoulder ring outer. Okay. Desktop. Perfect. Right. The best organization right on the desktop. Save as mesh. Redesign version 36. And you can tell that I have like a weird obsession here. Okay. Now, the ring that fits to the side of the torso has the corresponding magnet holes. You could always like take this and probably, you know, extrude out a piece and, you know, make the version that fits on the torso, so kind of like that, and then you just like flatten out the back or fill the back sides of these holes. That would probably work fine. I'll see if I can find it, but yeah, I'll zip these up and I'll just post them in a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can find the outer version. I'll just put them in a thing and it'll say experimental magnetic shoulder bell, shoulder ring, and you can just grab it from there. And this thing here, I think I modeled a piece. So what it was is you would feed in your ball bearings into this hole, boop, 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 and then the cap that was also the hinge, when it screwed down, it would keep the bearings from falling out of the hole here, and it would keep everything in. And it seemed to work. I mean, you saw the version I got running up there. It's kind of working, but something is different on that one. There's something different. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'll save this out. But let's see. My users on a tab or interior ring that you mentioned. Basically, making a torso flange or interior ring able to come on and off the torso. Do you mind seeing out the tab version too? I have bearings, but also like yeah. I'll save them both out. Let me go back in here. I'll try to find this flange here. I think this one, that's the torso flange. This is the outer. Is that right? This is the bell side. So this is the one that, again, this basically looks like this, but it has like the flush little holes for the magnets in it. And for some reason it's not here, but I'll save this one for you because this one, she might work with it. I can't remember. I'll save it. I'm saving it anyway. I'm just gonna put all these in a folder. You know what? Send me your email on like Instagram or Facebook, and I'll try to message you. I still got to send you Alex's email. Hinge block, blocky block, cutters, not those. Original. All right, this is kind of my last one. Okay, so this is my first one. Jeez, dude. Magnetic version, that's the one we looked at. Oh, whoa. No, this is the other magnetic version. Oh my god. So this is the one that's on my suit now, because I did a little mod so that I could do the strap, because the other one had the hinge and this one has a little mod so that you can do the strap. I'll put this one up there. Do I have, where is this? Alright. Guys, I'm sorry that this is tedious as a mofo. Which one is that? Is it this one? Okay. There's all the parts. Okay, so this is the little part you can see with the strap. It goes through this guy, and then it goes down and through here. And if you look on my video, I think you can see this. It'll make more sense. So, all right, I'm resaving these pieces. Strap end. Do I need that? Oh yeah, this keeps the strap from slipping through. So I think the strap was on here. Oh my god, this is confusing, right? Welcome to my life, everybody. All right. I'm gonna go save as mesh. Cool. Export. Save. Okay, got that one. Is this? Got this one? Is this a thing? Yes. Export. Save as mesh. Export. Yes, save. Okay. And then the inner one, we want this. Let's isolate that, make a look at it. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, so on this one, what I did is I would turn it, and I would set those little bearings into those little slots. So like I mentioned before, where they could turn and they wouldn't collide and get messed up. And it seemed to work pretty well. Like if you saw my other video where you can see them rolling around, it seems to work okay. So experimental, and you'll see it's got the holes, and they only have it on one side because when it's on the back, those holes face the back. When it's on the front, those holes face the front. So you don't need it all the way around. So these are my little zip tie holes where the zip ties hold it to the torso. I'm going to save it out for you. There you go. And I'll zip it up, and then I'll send it over. And Godspeed. We'll see if it works all right. What page am I on now? There we go. Cool. Dude, thanks, man. There's no problem. And again, like these things, not a problem. I typically like just hesitated on sharing stuff if it doesn't feel done. Like if I look at it, I feel like it's almost good, but I could do another thing. I always never want to post it because I'm like, someone's gonna struggle with this or they're gonna complain. But I'll put them up there, and just now I'm just gonna be posting things. And if it's a beta version, it might change. It's gonna say that beta version, upcoming one. So I feel like Michael Badley does that with his droids. Like he'll release stuff and then he'll upgrade it. So that's going to be my thing with all my protocol droids. I'll be doing that. Same deal. As they get better, there'll be a newer version. So that is that. But I will check back shortly. My phone is on the charger, totally dead. So it should be charged a little bit now. And I'll just zip those up and send over a thing with like both versions, and then you could check them out. Again, the size is 6 5/8 outer diameter, 5 3/4 inner diameter. So you might have to tweak them to fit your costume. But all right, I'm getting out of here. I've been rambling too long, and I got stuff to do. But I will be back the day after tomorrow. More drone. Maybe tomorrow was ZBrush time if I get a chance to sit down and if I can share stuff. So I have EV99. It's high on the list to get up because it's pretty far along. So that would be another cool one to have up here. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, kids. It's good hanging out with everybody. See you kids soon. Later.